Today we're going to talk about prosody again. And these are things that we just kind of pick up by speaking and listening. Um, for instance, there's a lot of popular expressions that come out every 5 or 10 years. Something new comes out. Recently it's, I know, right? I know, right? So I bet most of you have already picked that up and you know just how you're supposed to say that phrase. I know, right? You don't say, I know, right? Wait, I can't even do it wrong. You don't say, I know, right? Or you don't say, I know, right? You know exactly how you're supposed to say it. I know, right? Or facts, facts. You don't go, facts? So you pick up these things by listening and talking, listening and talking. Now it's going to be hard to reprogram yourself when you've been speaking a certain way your whole entire life based on your native language. So you kind of have to put yourself in the mindset of this lazy American who probably talks a little bit more slowly, and you're, depending on where you're from, you're either going to have more inflection going up and then down, or up and then up and down, or less. If you have a language that's very musical, you're going to smooth it out a little bit, like this. Okay, let me move on to the next sentence. Talking about the Prosody Pyramid again. It's a resource for teaching pronunciation that helps students identify prosodic markers in words, thought groups, and peak syllables. Now notice when I'm listing things like that, my voice went up a little bit in words, thought groups, and peak syllables. So for every comma, every word or thing that I was listing, my voice went up a little bit. So I didn't stop to analyze that, let's see, resource is a noun, pronunciation is a noun, students is a noun. Let me see, which is the keyword, which is the, okay, let's see, syllables. I didn't stop and analyze that. So I would say don't worry about that too much because it needs to come naturally. As you're thinking, you're going to know, okay, what am I trying to tell this person? What's the most important part? And just kind of naturally slightly make it louder, maybe slightly go up. It's a resource for teaching pronunciation. So pronunciation, that's how you say it, right? It has pronunciation, 5 syllables. You just have to know that you say it with the syllable stress on the next to the last one. Pronunciation, pronunciation. But because I'm talking about teaching pronunciation, I will probably emphasize the whole word also. It's a resource for teaching pronunciation that helps students identify prosodic markers in words, thought groups, and peak syllables. So obviously you pause a little bit when there's a comma, and obviously you pause a little bit when you're listing something. And notice how I went down on the end of peak syllables. So many times, if you are being put on the spot and asked to talk about something, and you're not reading, or even when you are reading, you might be tempted for your voice to go up like this every few words. So if I were doing that, I might sound like this. It's a resource for teaching pronunciation that helps students identify prosodic markers in words. Okay, that doesn't sound natural, and if you're in a business environment, you might be perceived as being less confident or competent. So don't go up too much, right? Only go up if it's important to go up. And I do the same thing also when I am recording these videos and I'm just winging it and I don't have anything to read. Oh, did you hear me go up? Oh, alarm. Did you hear me go up when I was talking about that? It's a natural tendency to do it that way. And I have to remind myself, okay, this is important. I have to act like I know what I'm talking about. Don't go up every 4 words like this. Okay, so that's an important thing to remember. And that should be an easy one to think about rather than trying to remember the pyramid.